Good afternoon and welcome back to Lloyd Alsmore Park for Auckland Men's T20 competition round 7, last round before semi-final action on Wednesday evening. This game, it is Parnell, they've won the toss, they've elected to bat against the home club side Howat Pakaranga. So, looks as though Matt McEwen is opening up from the pavilion end. First ball, a little bit fuller, good diving effort there at short mid wicket. They pick up one, maybe two. No, my name is Bevan Jenkinson. If you've got any comments, anything you want to ask, any little tidbits, please let us know. Always welcome. Yeah, so both teams here, they're battling it out for the right to stay alive and play on Wednesday night. Next ball full and a bit down leg side, and Matt McEwen with a very loud appeal. Very loud. I think that's actually other than when he was in commentary, it's the most vocal I've ever seen him. As I'm joined in commentary by Jamie. G'day Jamie, how you going?
Yeah, good thanks mate, yourself?
I'm good.
That's the way. Cracking day, eh?
It is. Yeah. So next ball, a bit fuller. Yeah, no run. Tidy over here from Matt.
Yeah, he finds an area pretty well, old McEwen. He just zones in. Obviously that 4-day stuff is pretty impressive of where he can put the ball, so it's always nice to have him hang around Halleck. He's a pretty seasoned campaigner. He's doing a good job for us here.
Next ball's full again. It's going to beat the short mid wicket. Pick up one. Yes, you would have played a few games with him, being in the Auckland Aces end with Halleck.
Yeah, mostly with a red ball. He's outstanding. He was almost top wicket taker last year, and he's right up there again this year. So he really knows his game well. With the longer format, but the T20 stuff as well, he can just put it in the right place. And yeah, on this day, he can be pretty tough to play. He bowls that nice wicket to wicket sort of line and hits a good length.
Next ball, a little bit fuller and another great diving effort. Who was that?
Dale Phillips in there. He's a little pocket rocket. He'll be hanging around the ring today, I'd say, full of energy.
Yeah, to have that for about, we've had about 5 balls and it's twice now he's gone over.
Yeah, he's all over the show in the ring. Absolutely loves it. And his brother.
Yeah, Glenn's not a bad fielder either, is he?
No, nah. He's pretty good at everything he can. Big shout. McEwen's going up, but
less confident on the wide that he appealed for.
Yeah, no dice, and it's not unlike him to have a word to the umpire as well.
He's the sort of guy that loves to have a talk to anybody, though. I've noticed.
Yeah. He had a stint up here before.
I was just going to say,
probably ringing.
No. I quite enjoyed that stint actually.
But after he's finished, who knows?
So end of the first over, Parnell, they put themselves into bat, they 4-out loss. So we have had earlier action this morning. Of course, 2 pulls in the Auckland Men's T20 competition. Suburbs, they beat North Shore by 3 wickets with 1 over to spare. That takes them to the top of the table. Give them a home game on Wednesday night. Kumu, they beat Hibiscus Coast by 7 wickets. Waitakere, they were victors over East Coast Bays by 29 runs. Takapuna, they beat Birkenhead by 27.
They've had a good run, haven't they, Taka?
They've been, yeah.
They're unbeaten at the moment, so.
That might put them with Suburbs, I would say. But I mean, of course, I'm forgetting there is still this round to go.
Yeah, of course, one more game.
What do you think of this result here? Grafton 143 for 6, and Ellerslie in reply 143 for 4.
Jeez, you don't see ties too often.
No,
I guess you sort of get them a little bit more now, don't you, with 2020? Everyone's sort of knows the score, you've got the target there, and the batter's chasing. They sort of always run it quite close, but that's a big result, particularly for Ellerslie. I think it's good to see them getting up there with Grafton.
The second tie since in the last 4 or 5 years.
Oh yeah.
So that shows how common it is.
Yeah.
Block ears, Jamie, because Cornwall beat your side by 29 runs.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
But the big result of the day, I have to say, was one to the left of us here with Parnell. They made all out for 121. In reply, sorry, we just got our gazebo flying off on us. Yeah, so Parnell all out for 121, and they made short week of university and won by 83 runs.
Goodness me.
Yeah.
Perique, 5 for 9.
Oh, 3. You'd take that in your sleep, wouldn't you, Jamie?
Yeah, look, I'd take 2 for it at the moment. But 5 for 9, that's some impressive stuff.
Yeah, still not quite as good as Kyle the other day.
No,
were you playing in that game?
No, I was
you
watching from afar. But
you were watching from afar?
It was pretty impressive effort from Kyle, and mate, on his day he can be obviously pretty tough.
Oh, edge there. It's gone away for 4.
Horn, streaky, down to fine leg.
Yeah, bonjour for the French cut.
Yeah.
I had heard his name being bandied about though quite early on, that this guy was someone to watch out for. So it wasn't surprising to see he tore, unfortunately for you guys, and the Aces tore you apart.
Yeah, no, he did well.
Next ball's just a little bit shorter.
Fernsey, Dunroo Ferns has had a pretty hot season as well, to be fair. He's probably a good matchup here, Fernsey versus Hornet, couple of Aces boys. Ben Horn likes to be pretty aggressive with the fielders up, so we'll see what that entails. I reckon he'll look to maybe have a dip on the leg side at some point here.
The penultimate ball of the second over. Short, and is that Glenn fielding that, is it? Or is...
I think that's David Wynn.
Okay, David Wynn.
Winnie, good stalwart of Pakuranga.
Don't have my binos, sorry. That was the last ball of the second over.
Last ball, that's a good set from Fernsey. He knows his game very well, and he's had a real breakout year, if you ask me. He's been one of our best bowlers all year for Halleck and for Auckland, so it's good to see him succeeding. Hopefully he gets a run in the T20 stuff at some point.
Yeah. I have to say the first game I really took notice of, the Auckland squad was doing a bit of ground announcing in the Ford Trophy at the outer oval. I'm quite impressed.
Yeah. He gets nice shape on it. He's got a really good he's got a good off cutter. He does decent pace, and he just hits that really nice straight line. Doesn't offer a lot of width, so it can be tough to get away. Bowled really well in the first game. Sorry. You see Donovan Grovelar, the old head, captain today.
Oh, that'll be
good to play under him.
Oh, was he captain this morning? Was he?
In this game. With Andy Morrison away on Andy Morrison and Bill Walsh, both away.
That'll explain it.
Yeah, Donovan showing his leadership skills.
I was thinking it might just be for this game, and that's the reason why he's bowling earlier than than this morning. A little bit wider that one, but not going to cost them. Is there much problems with an artificial pitch just to the left of the pitch there?
It can be an issue sometimes, but it's the same for both teams. It's just part of playing. Cricket in Auckland really is artificial strips everywhere. We generally start our season in October with a couple of weeks on artificial. It's a big shout there from Donovan. Cramping in for room, wrapping the pads. Another leg by. We start our season generally with a couple of weeks on Astro. So they're everywhere.
With New Zealand's great all October weather.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think we're one of the sort of few spots where it just rains all October, so we've got to start on the rubber duckies. But
No, Hamilton does the same thing.
Oh,
They start on the Ardos the first few weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's full. That might be a good one. Yeah, he's gone too. Might have just been a bit of a question of height on that one, but certainly given.
That's Ben Horn as well, the aggressor. Looking to go square on the leg side when it's probably a touch too full. We're looking at the replay here. Just there you go. Probably not quite the ball to be playing that shot, but it's well bowled.
Across the line, probably top of off, just the top of off.
I'd say
Certainly a good decision by Sandeep.
yeah. No, it's good bowling as well. To be fair, I know it's early days for the boys, but there's not been a lot of width off, and eventually you are going to see those sort of rash shots. But good result for Howard. Good start from the Hawks team. Has been doing a good job all season, to be fair. There's Andy Lane.
He can certainly score a few runs, can't he, Andy?
He's pretty strong down the ground. It's a pretty clean ball straight. I think he'll look to use pace here, so it wouldn't surprise me if they maybe had a dabble with some turn before too long. See a spinner, Glenn Phillips even mid off. Probably the keenest off spinner I have ever met in my life.
Not bad for a wicket keeper by trade.
Oh mate, if he could chuck his gloves on the barbecue and cook them up, he would in an instant and just be an off spinner. Good start there from Donovan. He's on the money straight away.
Tell you what, if I was told that all I could do for the Black Caps was wicket keep, I'd take it.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned in the earlier game, you know, he took that stunner of a catch a few seasons ago, running back and full length dive.
Absolutely. He's an impressive athlete, Glenn, but man, does he love off spin. Good little change up there from Donovan.
It's great over. That's wicket maiden.
A wicket maiden from Donovan. Fantastic start for him and a good start for Houck as well. 3 overs down, 10 for 1. Interesting to see Brian Barnard with the gloves on. Not a.
Who was normally your wicket keeper?
Well, we had Brandon Lorenzi in the first game. He's a young guy who's come over from university. And he's a really impressive golfman, to be fair. He's just starting out his premier career, but he's been really good for us. But we sort of had to think about the makeup of the team, and I think Glenn is a spin option on a wicket that's taking a bit of turn and staying a little bit lower. Thought chuck the gloves on Brian and give Glenn a go.
If you can do it, I mean, it's quite handy, isn't it?
Oh, it is, mate. And he's done a good job for the Aces against Hobart. I think he bowled a few overs and he was dirt cheap. So if you can get 2 or 3 out of them, those are really handy overs, and it just gives you a bit more freedom as a captain if someone's having a bad day. You know, you can just make up some overs elsewhere. So he's a good option.
Paddle.
Ray maybe showing his hand early there. No one out square on the leg side, so might be looking to go across the line. But we saw in the first game, sort of, if you're playing square of the wicket, it can be a bit of a challenge. A few guys out and stumped and bowled trying to get across the line.
I was amazed. Stumping does happen in T20, but 2 in innings is
a hell of a lot. Put away.
And 4, and I think the worst thing probably about Lloyd Elsmore is that, you know, once it goes over that bounce, sit and watch that. It's not off your bowling. It's great.
Yeah.
So hand got first, and then you look and you find out no one there. Then you have to go run.
And there he is, going for a sweep again. I'm not quite sure that's the option here, but Glenn's just sliding it through. And he moves a deep square out. So we'll see where the batsman goes here.
There's a deep square and long on of the boundary riders. I normally see long on back in the power play, but mid on back.
That's gone.
And that's
And it's just gone away.
Oh, has he flicked it? I think he
Well
has.
fielded from
Yeah.
Borland. Out on the leg side.
Seen Borland doing some.
Showing his pace out on the deep boundary there, deep in wicket. It's the shorter side out there, so you've got to work pretty hard on the fence. It's,
I think Sam's probably thinking you've just shifted me from there.
yeah.
He goes and hits it right to where I was.
Exactly. Captain's curse.
Yep, does hurt. Although I think Glenn had more say in that.
Yeah. Chucked a bit more on the leg side field now.
Oh, he's gone. Great stumping.
Fantastic bowling from Glenn there. Gave it to Mayor and Brian. Sharp hands for a man who hasn't kept for a while. It's very well bowled.
And that sees Ben Ray gone. 9 of 14. Just see here, just take his 1.5 steps down, and as you say, Brian with the gloves looks as though he does it in sleep almost.
Yeah, sharp as. Sharp as. That was a good piece of work from Glenn as well. Took the man into the leg side and obviously bought a rash shot looking to score runs through the less packed offside, but no, well bowled.
As an umpire, you love those decisions. Just
yeah, nice and easy. Not too much pressure.
Flick the finger up, and yeah. Batsman, of course, does have every right to stand there and wait for the finger, but
of course. And the new man in, Aniket Parikh, talented young man.
As we said earlier, did the damage with the ball in the first game.
Matt McKeown giving him a wee welcome, as he does. Got 99 and 0 out there. Shouldn't have a problem with the numbers.
Jamie, this is your first stint commentating with me. Just hang on a moment. Just give me a chance. you probably wouldn't have known, but I think the best piece of commentary we've had was at Cornwall. First game we live streamed, and you wouldn't believe what was at Cow Corner.
Oh.
Cows.
Oh.
Cows were in the paddock at Cow Corner.
So you walked right into a fantastic dad joke.
Oh, definitely. Still gets mentioned every time, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, one of the cows almost got taken out but wasn't hurt. So, it's end of 4 overs, and Parnell, they're starting off quite slow here. 16 for 2.
I think it's a wicket column that'll probably worry them the most. It's hard to build momentum if you keep losing wickets, even in that front 6. You need guys to stay in and have a good look at it. So it's a good start from Howick, and Parnell will be looking to maybe drop anchor a bit and just accumulate for a few overs.
Yeah, especially in the earlier game, Cornwall come out, and I mean they basically won it from the first 10 overs.
Yeah.
They had kept the wickets in hand. They went back.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for your side, you just lost wickets at key times, I think. And the other side you play for, Jamie, got the double header coming up, the Auckland Aces on the 20th of January.
Yeah, taking on Otago. That'll be a good game, and then the 4 p.m. match is a women's final, so that's quite neat that that's going to be hosted at Eden Park. So hopefully they get a big crowd in there. It'll be a good game.
You got any thoughts who might make that women's final? You've been following any of the?
I've been following a bit of it. Auckland's been pretty strong. No bias. They've been doing pretty well, but obviously Canterbury knocked them over in that last game at Eden Park, so that was quite a big result. And I think they are a pretty strong side as well. And then obviously that Wellington team have got some very useful spinners.
Yeah.
So they've been doing a bit of damage. It's a good competition at the moment. So, and then the Super Smash as well. It's been everyone's sort of beating everyone, aren't they?
It's been odd. One team,
no streaker that's bloody gone straight up and won them all.
Yeah, everyone's sort of in the mix.
Yeah.
For the men's Super Smash.
Yeah.
I think tomorrow's going to be interesting down at Eden Park.
Yeah, it will be. And
Aces and Knights.
No, it's going to be a good challenge for the Aces boys. Chris Jordan's in for the Knights, so
that one's going to be very interesting to see.
Jordan versus Vince.
Yeah, oh yes, it will be too.
Teammates, so that'll be a good little battle in a battle.
Yeah, I'll bowl.
Taryn Nathula in the 12 named for Northern Districts too. So.
Oh, is that where he is these days?
Yeah, no, he's gone to play for ND in the T20 stuff, which is nice to see. He's a good man, Taryn. I've got a lot of time for him, so hope he does all right, but not too well.
Not too bad. Taryn, if you're listening, let us know.
Yeah,
let us know how you feel. Let Jamie know. Some back of the length and bit of a
mix up here, but gets
safe,
He
yeah.
had to pin the ears back a bit there, but it's a good change of pace there from Donovan. I think he's sort of assessed the wicket fairly well. It's quite flat. It's quite nice to bat on. I think those change of pace will be pretty important heading into the rest of the game for sure. We saw the spinners do the damage for Cornwall, but I think that off-pace stuff will be harder to hit if you just keep bowling that same pace. It might just become a bit easy to get a hold of.
It's not too bad when it takes you 11 balls to have a run conceded, is it?
Yeah, exactly, mate. That's impressive stuff.
You take that in just about any format, let alone T20.
Yeah. No, it's a cracking start there from Donny. It's 1 for 2 off 2 overs.
It's pretty good.
Who have we got coming here?
It's 18 for 2, Parnell. I might be looking and saying, well, probably shouldn't have batted first, but my father always says, the other team's still got a bat.
Absolutely.
So you never know, and cricket is such a funny game.
And we got Dunbury Ferns to close out the power play. So he's the man trusted to keep it tight with only 2 men out. But he's been doing a pretty good job of it so far. So we'll see how this one goes. Anikit's probably going to have a bit of a boy here. He likes to score quickly.
Oh, down here.
It's great bowling from Ferns.
Yeah, so the men out is deep square, and third man. I finally found him. The kids and everyone else in front of him. And
there, doesn't he?
Yeah. It's quite interesting to see. It's like, hang on, he's completely disappeared from the view there. I said, surely he's at you a very attacking field if you only got one man out on the fence.
It's a nice change of pace there from Ferns, bit of width, but he's halved down to third man for a single. Well fielded by Kieran McKenzie, young leg spinner. He's been doing quite well. He's sort of just started playing Prem the last year or two, and he's son of a former Premier player at Howick, Wayne McKenzie. So it's great to see him and his brother Danny hanging around the club. It's also, I played a bit with Wayne, and it's cool to play with his sons too.
I'd love to know, Wayne, if you're listening, how much these guys are paying you, because that's the second or third plug you've got.
Wayno, mate, he's at the forefront of everyone's mind, that's for sure. Because I'm not sure if you've met him, but he's a bit similar to Matt McEwen.
Oh, okay, that'll be why he gets the plug then.
Yeah.
You've got to have good characters in clubs, so that's what gets you around. Looking at the table now, Jamie, you'll be happy to see your side.
I could describe that with one word, I would say tight.
I was going to say close, so I'm glad we agree.
It's that top half is looking very interesting.
It's almost winner takes all in these 2 games here for pool 2.
Yeah, a bit of a quarter-final scenario, I'd say. So exciting times at Lloyd Elsmore.
Haven't actually got the result for Eden Roskill Ellerslie yet.
Burns is lined up.
He's got that one over the top.
Just slap that down the ground over mid off. 4 bickies.
Well, pool 1, I'll give you 10 points, Jamie, because you did say Takapuna were undefeated.
Yeah, they've got a pretty useful T20 side, Takapuna. They know their game pretty well, and they've got some experienced boys there who like to give the ball a good whack. So I'd say they'll be just about favourites in that. Well, favourites in that pool. Be pretty hot favourites to win the whole thing, I'd say. They're a good side, good bunch of boys too.
Oh, back away.
Another one through. Burns just offering a touch.
That one's not going to. What's it going to get?
David Wynn putting the yards in out, big cover.
Does someone more my stature than yours, you know, you do certainly have to get the legs going when you're not quite that tall.
Yeah, no, he's an athlete though, Winnie. He's a good boundary rider. He spends a lot of time out there. It's a bit lonely at deep squares sometimes, so we all love him for doing that.
Anyone that's willing to field on the leg side square, I think, you know, deserves a cold one.
Oh yeah, shit yeah. No, he's very good. Now we got Rudy Botudra coming into the attack.
Call him Rudy because no one's quite sure how to say his first name, or
Rutvik.
Rudy,
absolutely. No, he's a really good club man, Rudy. We all love him. He's a great bowler and he can bat a bit too, and he's always, you know, first to training and works really hard on his game, so it's good to see him out there doing well. I think this wicket will suit him. He bowled really well in the first game, so it's good to see him have another go.
That's good. This is the last round of pool play on Wednesday, 9th of January, this coming Wednesday. There'll be the semi-finals, crossover matches between the two pools. We'll at least we'll have one of those matches live streamed. Bring that result to you when we can, and then the final coming on Sunday, and that is at that ground that is Eden Park Outer Oval. Looking forward to being there again. One of your favourites, is it?
Oh yeah, it's an awesome ground to play. Obviously, a home ground for Auckland is a nice place to play, and we've had some pretty good results here. Rudy has a little shout, but to no avail. No, I really like playing at Outer Oval. It's not the greatest place to be a bowler at times, but it's also a really good bouncy wicket, and that's something that I quite like. We played a few one-days there this year where the wicket was really quick. There's enough in it for both. If you bowl well, Kyle Jamieson showed if you bowl well there, you can take wickets, you know. So
yeah, and I have to say,
it's always a good challenge.
You know, I'm trying to steer away from the negatives here, Jamie, but that knock Jimmy Neesham did against you guys in the that elimination final, you know, that was brilliant.
You bat well and you get yourself in. It's a great batting track, but by the same token, if you put the ball in the right place and you hit the deck really hard and you commit, it's also a good spot to bowl too.
Just over his head.
Andy Lane, great shot down the ground. There he is. He's real powerful in the V. He's hit some pretty big sixes down the ground the times that I've watched him, so he's certainly someone, if he gets in and has a good look, he can do some damage, but he's gonna have to probably press the button reasonably soon with the run rate, but no, he's doing well there, taking the scoreboard over in the Nanakit break. So he gets another single into mid-off.
33 two balls to come in the 7th over. What would be the weirdest nickname or reason for a nickname you've heard, Jamie?
Nicknames. I mean, something that Ben Horn and myself probably enjoy the most about 4-day cricket is coming up with ridiculous nicknames in the field, and we've had a couple of belters, but obviously Dad, Will Somerville. Being a father, but also arguably being the dad of our quite young squad.
Yeah, and I was going to say, it's not quite his age. He looks old too, doesn't he, almost?
Well, I wouldn't say that to his face.
No, he's not here.
No, he's an absolute beauty, Will Somerville. He's one of the great men. However, nicknames, what else have we got?
Yourself into trouble, big boy.
So that's better than taking on Nick Quinn in the Nets. I'd rather take on... His nickname was Ships, and his name was Muhammad Islam. I was like, how do you get Ships out of Muhammad Islam? And I asked a few of the staff, because I hadn't run into the guy, and they were like, we don't know. And apparently in where he's from one of the provinces up northern India, his name's actually called Shiplu.
Oh right, okay.
So it's just shortened to Ships, and everyone we all felt very deflated when we realised it was something so simple as that.
Yeah. Well,
so if nobody knows, you know. Surely there's some big story behind it.
Yeah.
35 for 2 now, Parnell, after 7.
And we've got Rowan Nordair, who has arguably been the best bowler for Howick in the T20 competition this year. He has gone for very few runs. He's taken some really important wickets. There he is. Jeez. Smoked back at him by Leno. So he takes a single down the ground. Got a good hand on it. Oh! He injured himself. Looks like he has. I think maybe
Oh, I think they're calling for something drastic too. Is it?
A dodgy finger.
Yeah.
Feel
Okay, well thanks very much for joining us,
Yeah,
Jeremy.
no, thank you
And
guys, and I
enjoy the
better go
afternoon.
From the
and
commentary to the field.
have a look.
Thank you, gentlemen.
I was going to say, where though, Nevin? Will you jump in? Thank you, Nevin, for joining us.
Evan, how's today going for you?
I'm enjoying today, actually.
Oh, the weather is absolutely beautiful out here. Oh, it is a cracker of a day up north.
I tell you what, Rutvick, he's walking off. Rowan, sorry, he's walking off the field. I'm not going to lie, to be honest. I was with the Sky production team for the Sevens, and I was with the replay guys, just watching their work. And one guy said, "Look at that leg."
No.
And I did.
That's what they got you. That's what they got you, Bevan.
And I went, yeah, the leg's not supposed to go that
It
way.
doesn't go that way. Like, joints don't work in that way.
Yes.
Oh, no, like, I was just having a chat with some of the players. Who knew this morning that we'd have such a high-pressure, must-win set of games this afternoon?
As a neutral spectator, and I mean, I'm not sure whether you'd count yourself as one, but I certainly am. It's great. You don't want to come into
excitement as well, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, look, it's brilliant having these double headers on, and it's been such a treat that we've had this summer. But by the end of the day, sometimes the days can get long. They are hot, but having a match where you can all be invested in, and something which is still really, really close.
Got to feel sorry for Rowan though, because he didn't play this morning,
No.
and he was 2 or 3 balls into his spell.
Yes.
And to pick up an injury like that's just
Yeah, it's horrendous.
The more people look away, the worse it is, I think.
I would have to concur. Yes.
Don't point it out to us, Hammond.
One of our bubbly members of the crew showing us all the gory details at the moment.
Yeah.
Being probably the most squeamish member of the crew.
No, you're not, Nevin.
Have I got a contest for
You've
that?
got a very good contest. You've got a brilliant contest for that role. Yeah.
Why? What's your worst squeamish episode?
Worst one I've seen, and I'm going back to wheelchair rugby.
Oh no, Murderable! Oh, Murderable!
Murderable. I'm not sure. I wasn't sure it was Nevin that knew the name Murderable. Murderable was invented in the 70s, and they decided it's called Murderable because if you've ever watched it, you'll understand straight away why it's called Murderable. And then they changed it in the late 80s, 90s to wheelchair rugby. Due to it being far more marketable.
Yes, just a tad, just ever so slightly getting on that network goodness.
Yeah, and actually New South Wales had come over to our nationals, and one girl got flipped onto her shoulder and popped it out.
Oh, good lord! Oh no!
Right in front of the scorers table.
Nope.
And apparently she's an equestrian rider. She was a Paralympic equestrian rider who had it popped her shoulder out every other day. And so I just turned around and looked at the wall behind me, and all of a sudden I hear this "ugh" from everyone else at the table, and I'm like,
Nope.
why did you look?
Nope.
So I think that's Matt McEwen that's come in to finish the over.
Yeah. If any of you folks were tuned in earlier, we had a special guest cameo on the commentary from Mr. McEwen this morning.
Yeah, Nevin, I'll because he's all the way down that end, he can't attack me. I'll say he's probably my second favourite commentator behind you.
Oh, beautiful, brilliant! I'll take
Again,
that.
again, that might have something to do with the fact that you're a lot closer than he is.
No, it's been a brilliant day out today. For all you folks watching at home, I'm actually producing a documentary about cricket fandom with Martin Hansen. For all you Sky viewers at home who've tuned into any of the cricket coverage this summer, you might have seen us and our coverage being broadcast out of Grafton Cricket Club down at Victoria Park in Auckland. So it's going to be a very exciting documentary looking at how cricket fandom and behaviour of the fans have changed since the famous underarm incident here in 1980. Oh, and that ball has gone high.
There's a man back there. He's gone, taking it too.
Hands, yes.
And I mean, when we broadcast the Howard Tapatato game,
Oh, it was
one criticism we had about good old Matt McEwen was that he just didn't celebrate.
He needs to work on his energy levels, showing some of that boisterous enthusiasm.
He did there, then though. I'll give him. He gave it a couple of fist bumps.
He's winding it up. You know,
Yep.
you're shaking the rust off. Like, yeah.
And that says the end of Aniket Parikh. Gone for 12 of 12. Certainly not full of wicket here. Is certainly not what Parnell needed.
No.
Someone's being a bit vicious on the sound system here.
Playing by this.
My one experience at ground announcing was told, you know, just remember players do have feelings.
Yes, they do indeed. Yeah.
I think that's probably one of the.
For many people like myself and for the director of this documentary, we're awfully starstruck whenever we are dropped into a situation like this, and we're like, "Hey, is that the Whakamana Express? Is that Lockie? It is Lockie, mate."
The what express?
The Whakamana Express.
Oh, the Whakamana. Okay. I've never heard of being called that. I haven't actually seen the team today in Tauranga. Or is he playing? Is he in the team today?
Yeah, let's have a look at that. Current score at home for a ladies and gentlemen watching there. We currently are showing 132 after 22.1 overs.
Yep. Oh, Colin Manners. 79 of 69. He's hitting. Yeah, he's of course scored a few centuries in the T20, but not quite got a one-day one yet. No, it looks as though the Whakamana Express is carrying the drinks today.
Ah, he's on drinks duty.
Yeah. So 39 for 3 now, Parnell after 8. Well, slowly increasing their run rate, but they've got to get a move on here. And just find the runs where...
Start to get in their stride, start to get a little bit of that consistency out there.
Yeah, but find the runs where they might not be.
Oh, yes,
You know.
Yeah.
Pick up, go for 1.5 and see if there's a misfield and get that too.
Yes.
Yeah. Next ball's just
Thanks
to
for that,
cover.
Shovik. We're just being offered some lovely afternoon tea treats here, some croissants. And
Are they actually spicy?
are they spicy? I will give you a verdict in 2 seconds, man.
Spicy. That's what I read. I'm a bit of a softy. People call the fire brigade when a bit of pepper gets on the tongue.
Bevan has caved. He's going to indulge in one of our...
Oh, that's a bit pale. He's gone too.
He's gone.
Looked as though that one might have been bouncing over. But Sandeep is the one with the decision. So you see here, just above the pads, yeah, on the thigh pad, but deemed to be down low enough to be given. Of course, the I think the most infamous LBW decision was old Snash and Satch, and he got out LBW when it really was chest before. Chest before, yeah.
You have a very short stature, like anything that's going to hit at some point in the
He
body.
got very low down though to play that shot.
I mean, did you see when Pereira was crouching down day before yesterday? Like, if that had bounced any lower, they're going to go over his head and taking the bells off.
Just clipping the top of the stumps, but I mean, you know, we can
DRS.
discuss it at any point.
DRS, yeah.
That's the next thing in the evolution of live streaming.
Yep. If anyone out there with a bucket of money willing to put it in for Hawkeye and all that,
make a generous donation towards the streaming effort that we have been bringing to you all summer long.
Auckland and Hamilton. Hamilton would appreciate it so much.
Tell you what, if you do have a couple of hours to spare, a spare afternoon, the weather is absolutely stellar out here at Lord Ellesmere Park in Auckland. Do come down and say hi. We are broadcasting from the clubhouse down here. If you do turn up, we can show you exactly how everything is running down here, and you can meet some of the stars of our setup.
Stars and Bevan.
And Bevan.
Actually, I think when Laura was talking to Martin, I might have got a mention, but I was a bit gutted it wasn't by name. I'd upgraded myself that day to the sitting at the back of the Sky Sport commentary box.
Oh wow!
That was the reason why I wasn't around. Yep. Tried to wrestle that the mic off Chris Harris and Scott Styris. They wouldn't have a bar of it. They would.
Study.
Single down the line. We'll go back to the game we're doing now.
Yeah, for those of you watching at home, we are 40 for 4 after 8.5 overs. Current batsmen, we have B. Rodden and
Brad Rodden and Oliver Reynolds Pringle. So someone sits at home and does stats all day. They do. But they can just look at the names like that and go straight away. They know who it is. You can just see that they've looked at those names quite a bit.
And we have Kieran McKenzie bowling at the moment.
1 for 3 is pretty good.
Some good stats coming out here. At the moment.
So 41 for 4 Parnell. They as I said earlier, they were dismissed for 121. And I was looking at that thinking Auckland Uni might make a good go of that, but
that was a bit of a hard deal for University of Auckland.
It was 100, isn't it?
100, yep, absolutely.
100 you've got to get.
Yep, at least. Particularly with better conditions as they are today.
Yeah.
I mean, the pitch did look relatively green, but
It's this way in the post.
Just seeing some equipment.
yeah, we're
down
having
over.
some logistics and some moving some equipment around here. Tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, if you do come down as well, we can offer you the opportunity to be interviewed for our fantastic cricket documentary as well. Chuck in your 2 cents about how our summer of cricket is going, how the Black Caps going. Do you think we're going to win the World Cup this year? If not, why not? I absolutely do think we've got another chance, particularly with the way that the Aussies are going at the moment.
If this was 4 years ago, yep, for sure.
Yep.
Even with the team Australia have got, but I mean England at home are going to be very strong.
That is true. And also
the
similar conditions up there. So you'd probably say the South Africans probably have a fair crack at it again. But then again, we say this all the time, and we manage to second guess ourselves. And
I think at the top it's England and India that are favourites, and then it's us and South Africa.
Yep.
But quite a bit behind us, but behind them maybe. And then Aussie is a good outside chance.
Well, you're saying that
Because, I mean, the ODI squad is far better than the Test squad.
no, absolutely, and with a couple of cricketers making their returns to the squad very soon.
No, it's a bit later.
It's a bit later?
It is more towards the end of the summer.
It is towards the end of the summer.
Yeah,
Right.
there is actually
Yeah,
talk they've all shortened the bands, and if anyone is wondering why that is, because I was talking to my Australian flatmate last night and I reminded him, these bans were put in place by the Australian Cricket Board. They're not ICC bans. The ICC banned them for one match.
No,
for one test.
You would think to
So,
discourage certain behaviours out there on the fields that your international body governing the sport would come down slightly harder than that.
Yes.
But,
Glenn Phillips bowling again. This is halfway through his second over,
Yeah,
and it's
well-
1 for 11.
1 for 11, 46 for 4 after 9.5.
Oh, he's got a bit of tickle on that.
Yeah.
Or is it? No, it's pad. Oh, I thought he got some bit warden on that. But I mean, the other thing you can't forget about the World Cup is what's straight on after the World Cup. That's going to be good. The Ashes.
That is correct. Now,
It's straight
I
after the World
forget
Cup.
that the Ashes do happen, even though the World Cup happens as well. No, like it's funny because I never know when the Chapel Hadley's on these days. Like I never
That's
know.
'cause
Is
it's
it on
not.
or is it not? It's not, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just yeah.
Which is sad, but like I mean, the Ashes is supreme. It doesn't matter where you are, who you're from, who you support. Everyone sits there and watches
Everyone's
the
going to sit and tune in. Yeah, yeah.
Ashes. 10
I mean,
overs.
how brilliant was the start of 2018 with that Ashes series and then the England tour of New Zealand. Some of the best cricket I've ever seen, I think. Some of the best cricket I've ever seen.
So 48 for 4 after 10. Parnell, they're still not.
So let them put down the gas.
Still hovering under 5.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Wasp saying 109. I think the way Parnell are batting, they're going to be happy with that. And Howick would know better more what this pitch is doing than Parnell, not
What's the pass score on
because
this pitch? Yeah.
not just because it is their home ground, but because they've played on it earlier.
Yes, they have. This is their second game on the number 1 field out here at HPC Cricket Club.
HBCC,
HPCC.
Yes.
Yes.
because HBC is my old school. Yeah, so don't want to get those two confused with.
Yes.
You don't want to get Howick Pakiranga confused with. I thought it was quite loud. With Hauriki Plains College. If you're not sure where Hauriki Plains College is, it is
how
Natia.
is old Hauraki Plains College's rep cricket team? Was it Bevan?
To be honest, I made one game for first 11.
Oh, beautiful.
No, because it was for Rockhampton High School against Hauriki Plains College. Good old Rockhampton, they were touring the country and they were short and I was 12th man. And apparently they'd rung up the college during the week and said, look, is there anyone that would be keen to come and play for us? And they go, we've got one guy who just doesn't care who he plays as long as he's playing. Got my
throw a ball around and
got what was in my highest score. Proud 14, I think it was.
Oh, top score 14. Yes,
Yep.
Brilliant.
I tell you what, my teammates were not happy. That they're like, why can't you bet like this for us?
But absolutely breaking the bank with that score there.
Yeah, troubling the score as I am. And that's the 50 for Parnell, coming off halfway through the 11th over. And top edge,
But nobody back there.
can't quite see where that. I think that might have
That
gone.
might have gone over.
Yeah, it has. Sorry.
It has. Yes, it has.
Kick up of hit the leaf as it got down towards the boundary there.
I think it did. It's also, as again, I keep mentioning, but in my old age, I've forgotten to bring either my glasses or my binoculars out today. So,
I was wondering who's to blame for the binoculars.
yeah.
I actually, yeah, I think I had them for the Ford Trophy elimination final, and then I've put them somewhere.
And then they've just gone. Yep.
What was more embarrassing though was that one of the Auckland players, actually I think it might have been Jamie Brown, who was on earlier,
Yes.
had better binoculars than I did.
Oh no, mate.
But hey,
It was funny.
budget stretches only so far sometimes.
Exactly. I was actually on the old internet last night, and I had a bit of binocular envy. Actually, it was a pair of electronically image stabilized Canon binoculars with a 10x80 zoom ratio.
What's that in English?
Yes.
I think this is Mackenzie again bowling.
Yep.
Has Fred over?
No, that was Mackenzie at the end of the last. It's Phillips back.
Oh,
at
it is
the
Phillips
now,
still,
yep.
sorry.
We're 54 for 4 at the start of the 12th.
That's what happens when you're trusting technology. Totally.
A couple of weeks ago, we were so violently out of sync with our live score update that I could only tell you that there had been some balls bowled, some runs scored, and a number of wickets that had fallen.
Old Munners, he's gone for 87 on the Black Caps.
Oh no, mate!
Still not 100. Come on, Munro, unfortunately.
The minute piece.
It's a single down to backward point, forward point actually. We'll point at it and say point.
I was going to ask you, Bevan, how many old reverse sweeps have we seen out this morning today?
Been at least 3.
Been at least 3.
I'm saying 3.
Yes.
Yeah, I know you were off doing your other stuff for your doco this morning.
Yes, yeah, out and about, running around to the fields down here in Howick.
Oh, he's gone for the big wind up and he's
Mistimed it.
mistimed it, and Glenn Phillips says thanks very much because I was expecting a couple of fieldsmen to go over and get it from the roadside. That one. It's Brad Rodden on 9, run a ball. Full this one, and that one's gone to speeding them. End of the 12th over, 56 for 4.
Oh, and down here we've got the old. Oh, my mind is just blanked. Mars Attacks.
What's the Mars Attack, sorry? Tom Jones.
Tom Jones. My
showing-
favourite Welshman.
You're showing that it's actually Sir Tom Jones, by the way.
Sir Tom! Sir Tom, I apologise, folks at home.
And I've never watched Mars Attacks, but I don't care. This is the Carlton song.
It's the Carlton song as well, is it not? Yes, it is.
It's so much more the Carlton song than anything else.
Sure, my age there a little bit better.
Yeah. Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
For those of you.
Einstein's dancing in the dark.
No!
I haven't finished. Music video. Courtney Cox does it.
For those of you tuning in at home, that is Monica
From Friends. Yep. She pulls the Carlton, and that's 4 or 5 years before Fresh Prince came out.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Sorry, viewers. There was Kieran McKenzie back into the attack at the start of the.
Hey! Tell you what, that was thankfully for Brad, it wasn't quite flying as quick as Oliver can hit it. He sure took a good dive under that one.
Tell you viewers, I've been looking for an excuse to get out to the pools all day today. It has probably been around 24, 25 degrees out here in Howick. And I'm sitting right next door to the Pool and Leisure Centre.
I actually really enjoy this at Lloyd Elsmore. We've got the swimming pools, we've got the athletics track.
Got a nice breeze coming in.
Yeah, quite a few other things happening around Lloyd Elsmore because the athletics track are a bit not in use at the moment. The Colgate North Island Junior Colgate Games happening down at Pirate Stadium in Hamilton. I'm not trying to overplug where the city I'm from, but just happens that's where things are happening at the moment.
I say it to my friends, mate.
And
Credit where credit is due. Like,
And
look,
to be honest, if I wasn't commentating, I'd actually be down there at the Colgate games helping out.
I enjoy a trip down the road. I mean, Sneddon Park. I don't think you can on a good day watching an international at Sneddon.
Sneddon, not Sneddon.
Again, like it's one of my.
It's great to pull somebody else up for their tongue twisting when I do it so often. Last ball of the 13th over now.
Last ball of 13th and
61 for 4.
And bowling figures of Kieran, yeah. What are we looking at? 2.4, 12, 13 runs, 1 wicket.
Yeah, so
Economy of 4.5.
went for 32 off. His allotted 4 overs in the first game.
Yeah, well, a bit expensive.
I think he bowled a lot better though than 8 and over.
Yes.
Because stats, they don't always show the true.
They're not indicative. No, absolutely not. No.
So 13 gone, 61 for 4, and Wasp is showing 107. If you're not sure what Wasp is, a winning in school predictor, it'd be amazed actually how many people talk about Wasp but they don't know what it stands for.
I mean, this is the other thing we were watching. I was watching Wasp yesterday. Wasn't Wasp a couple of years ago giving India Sri Lanka 1%, and then they ended up winning that game?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I give it as a good bookmark sort of an idea.
Yes,
but it's certainly not something you can.
Ballparky kind of, yeah. No, it's not something that I would worship at the ground of.
And I wouldn't give it a round figure either.
No.
Yeah, that was the India Australia second third test. Percentage got to 1.
Oh, okay, no, we're being told by one of our technical advisors that third test, India was given a 1% chance against. Australia were given 1% chance, of winning.
It went to 2% after coming
I think they call it
6 wickets.
I think they call it wins, don't they? Or something like that.
Cummins took 6 wickets and it went to 2%.
And it went to 2, it doubles.
It doubles, yeah. Tell you what, I've sort of seen that Australia are all out in that test. Oh, it's a big.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
There's a couple of players lining up.
No.
One down. Oh, he's almost taken out the tree too. That is
almost taken out a film crew down on the far bank there as well.
We do apologise. We haven't been able to get any on up on the cameras to track the ball.
Yeah.
But some great teamsmanship going there.
Yes, yeah. It's been a valiant effort for our crew to get out and about to cover these things with us.
I'm certainly not knocking you guys, Nevin. It's been great working with you guys.
No, it's been fantastic getting out and watching some of this local grassroots cricket as well.
I just had to back off there for a second because I thought a sneeze is coming.
For all those folks watching at home, these are 2 must-win games that are happening out here in Howick at Lloyd Ellsmore. And that's gone all the way.
From the crowd.
That's a big 6. That's well timed.
I tell you what, it's 6 when there's people on the boundary signalling 6, and then it goes
over them. Yes.
You're pretty confident because I'm looking at the ball trying to figure out where it had landed beside them, and then I just see it sailing over. It's still going over them. So, but I tell you what, they didn't do a very good job fielding the ball because they decided to give someone the job of running past and getting them, and he's not happy about it either. I don't think.
No, it is a bit of a toasty afternoon out there, so it's going to be. Lovely and steamy. It's a full toss, is it?
Yep.
Back-to-back
hard.
No, it hasn't gone.
There's a man there.
There's a man there. Just the single.
I did actually do some, and it was no ball. That 6.
No way.
The 6 came off a no ball.
No way.
Yeah. So that was actually a free hit, that last one. And to be honest, I actually more thought that one would have been more of a no ball than. And he's
gone for the,
got it fine.
the sweep, but
Picking up 4 runs. Fieldsman just can't quite get there.
It's a fast outfield out here today.
And it was always just going to get quicker.
Yes, as it dried out, as the sun baked down today.
4 runs. End of 14, 78 for 4. Well, that over certainly helped us.
It did, yes.
I'm thinking 10 came off that one. That's the end of Phillips's 4 overs. Glenn Phillips. Of course, his brother Dale is also playing. I'm sure he'll be into the attack soon. Usually a closer, we're being told. 4 overs, 1 for 20, 1 for 30. Sorry, no, 1 for 26. Because it was buys, not runs. What's a buy worth in your fine book?
What's a buy worth?
Yeah, in your fine book. I've seen about $5 for each buy actually.
Really?
Yeah, I've played in some tough teams when it comes to the aftermatch. See this one down to long on.
Got some young adoring fans behind us. Coming to check out our our streaming setup.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
It was probably about that young when I started commentating too. You know, if you ask my family.
Getting in there young, yes.
Down the wicket, and
is it going to get stops?
No.
Oh no!
No, it's 4. It's been signalled. I tell you what, that was a great effort nonetheless.
Yes.
That was a brilliant effort to try and cut that one off. And great sportsmanship too showing there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's. Yep, I'm looking there going, I think that's Glenn walking towards us on the boundary. And I've got it back to front. It was Dale. Well, he was walking towards us when he when he came across to field it. Jeez, there's people off mic, you know. Next ball by McKenzie. Winds up. And Glenn is going to watch that go over his head.
It's going to sail over and for another 6. So Parnell's starting to put the gas down now.
89.
Yes. 89 for 4.
Yeah. Wow.
What a Wasp giving us at the moment.
Wasp's giving us 125.
125.
And I think we've swapped, but during the lunch break, I wonder if anyone was actually keeping an eye on the groundsman, because they seem to have swapped the pitches over. Because we had the low score over here and the high score
and the high score on this end, yeah.
But over the left of us, Auckland University, 86 for 3 in the 16th.
Wow. They've gone past their score in their first game.
Doubled it.
In fact.
That is terrible.
Sorry for all my fellow University of Auckland staff and students out there. But we were hard done in that first game, unfortunately.
Hard done by the bowlers getting the wickets, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Those pesky bowlers.
Those pesky bowlers in their regular wickets.
You were standing in front of a bowler in their wickets, mate, I can tell you that.
And another one in the same area.
And the first man to congratulate him is his brother, who knows how to take a good one.
I tell you what, we've had a couple of our sibling pairs out this season. We had the Devereux brothers at Suburbs New Lynn.
Yep.
Bowlers,
You've got Amit and Aditya from Cornwall.
From Cornwall.
So just see on the replay here. Just took we don't have that replay right this second. Hopefully I'll have it up for you. That was the end of Oliver Reynolds Pringle, 20 off 22. So just takes a couple of steps down, just charges, and you might have just been able to see the catch on the replay.
Just in the periphery.
Yeah.
In the lower quadrant of your screen there.
Oh, the lower quadrant, you see.
The lower quadrant, yes. Oh.
Great work there by Dale. 91 for 5. Well, I'll tell you what. Well, Wasp's actually still saying 128.
Oh, it's gone up a little bit. It's been a bit more
Yeah,
generous.
interesting though that it's for a full wicket, it's given a couple of more runs, but only one after 15. And Dean Van Deventer, this new batsman, joins Brad Rodden, who's 23 off 18. And the young Hawk Pack guy's getting a good sip of water, which is desperately needed in this. Matt McEwen on to bowl his technically third over, but he's actually bowled 1.5 due to
bit of a horrendous injury very early on in this game.
Yeah, by Rowan Nord.
We do wish Rowan a speedy recovery.
Yeah, we'll try and bring you an update of that injury without the gruesome details.
Yes, without the gory details.
And Deventer off the mark off his first ball. And this one's just slipped down to long off. And let's say Parnell's colours, Parnell's uniform, we've just finally got to look very interesting, isn't it?
It is. Not your traditional colour set out there, is it?
I don't know if you can describe it. It's grey.
It's grey, but then it's also...
It's almost like a painter's uniform.
Overalls, yeah. But it is... Look, the maroon and gold is classy, I would have to say. That is very classy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always a Magpies fan myself, actually. Holding Plans Cottage, they were black and white, and the rugby club, well, that's now gone, just de-established, joined forces with the other Pyro club, Pyro West. They were black and white. Just a good length ball through the wicket keeper. I don't think Brad's actually seen much of the strike in this game. He's struggling a bit. 24 off 19 balls. It says he's done he's doing quite well, but he's yeah.
Quick readjustment out there in the field. Umpire just addressing the wickets and the bails. I am a bit chilly.
But being from somewhere nice and cold like South Africa, aren't you freezing when it drops like 1 degree?
When it drops, yeah, a degree.
As we see it leg by. I tell you what, Brad's figures, his batting stats in the last 5 seasons are not bad. Averaging 53 every time he goes out to bat. Oh, and we've seen some good wicket keeping there.
Of
132.50.
That is some good stats for the summer.
Yeah. That's in 7 matches too, so it's you know.
Yeah. So some consistency again. Some more young fans coming in to have a look at our setup down here. Some aspiring broadcasters.
I have to say, as a commentator, I mean, I suppose you could call myself a commentator now.
Oh, absolutely. I think yes. We've
you know, if there is anyone wanting to get out there and commentate, all you do is you look for places like this. You know,
come say hi to us.
Come say good day to us.
Chat. Come say good day. Yeah.
All of us get to a point we're kind of sick of talking. So if someone is happy to
absolutely, yeah. It'd be really lovely to see some fresh faces down here. Bring some new levels of enthusiasm into the commentary box.
Anyone listening in Hamilton, get hold of Hamilton Cricket. You know, Hamilton Cricket's got a few games.
Take a drive up.
That we're looking for commentators.
Yeah.
As well.
And look, Bevan, how have your Saturdays up in Auckland been?
my Saturdays.
Oh no, this is your
No,
first
this is
Saturday.
my
It's been-
first
it's been
Saturday. It
Wednesday
is my
evenings,
first-
hasn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
It's been Wednesday after
Wednesday
work.
afternoons, yeah.
Yep. No, I honestly, Nevin, I have to say, if I wasn't enjoying this, I wouldn't. I
We'd been
wouldn't-
making up excuses not to come, wouldn't we?
No, I would have just told you straight up. Oh god.
No, we wouldn't even make any excuses. Be like, no, I'm sorry, mate. It's not gonna happen.
It's not worth my time and energy. But no, it really is.
Fantastic.
It really
yes,
has
yeah.
been worth my time and energy. Hats off to Auckland Cricket. Hats off to Martin and yourself for putting this on.
And hats off to you for driving up the roads every week.
The biggest hats off goes to my partner. Because people have looked at the stats I've got up and gone, wow, and I go, well, if you, I don't know how much time I've put into this, but you just ask her. Just ask her. And I was like,
Oh, and this one is big and it's lifted, and somebody. Oh no! It's out of the hands.
That was unlucky, and I tell you what, almost a parry.
Yes,
Could've almost carried.
almost could have passed it off.
Yeah. Was it Glenn? So, Glenn, and I mean Glenn Phillips, he certainly knows how to take screamers, but it's not easy in this one.
No.
Next
Oh,
ball's
and
gone
high
high.
again. It's in the same position. He's
And-
under it again. And this one is safely taken. Safe hands.
Great hands. Yes.
The score is, sorry ladies and gentlemen, while I get that up, commandeer Bevan's laptop from him.
97 for 6.
97 for 6 after 16.3.
Yes, you're right, Nevin. It wasn't the same place, but it was actually on the other side of the wicket.
Was it not?
I'm sorry, Nevin. It really usually is me making these sort of mistakes, but just to see somebody else do it, and as long as it's not one of the fielders right in front of you, oh no, that was actually Shovik that did that. No, Shovik in the first game at Cornwall Park when he was live streaming, making those mistakes, and
yes.
one of the Cornwall guys in front of us having to correct them. It's alright. We're not perfect.
No. We'll try. We'll try. We'll get there by the end of the season. We'll have enough of the rust blown off and be nicely chromed finished.
Yep. next week,
Next week, by the end of our season, ladies and gents.
I wonder whether that's next week or that's it. He's two of us.
Scott.
Yes.
Look, well, ladies and gents, if you would love us back, please get onto Auckland Cricket. Please get onto the Facebook and the social media and the YouTube, and tell us that you'd love to hear us back in the commentary booth over the next couple of weeks.
Good
for
positive critique. I mean, you're always going to have your doubters. Down to fine leg, there'll be 4 runs, but nothing nasty, of course.
No.
Have you got any things you'd like to share that you might think might help to improve it?
Yes, absolutely. We'd love to
feedback
hear.
is
Yeah,
always-
chuck in your 2 cents. Oh, I've just seen an ambitious game of leapfrog with a dad and what appears to be a
I actually reckon that's our budding commentator.
budding commentator. It is it not?
I think it is our budding commentator that was back over here earlier.
Yeah.
There was a bit of leapfrog going on with the exercise ball last night at my household.
Is that right?
With the 3-month kitten decided to climb up on the exercise
On the
ball,
exercise ball?
and the exercise ball didn't like it. And I literally fell over laughing. It was
El Gato.
yeah, it was a brilliant piece.
Cool. So that was the end of the
17th?
17th. Yeah, we are 103 for 6.
104.
104 for 6.
If you'd waited there half a second, Nevin,
That's
you
slight
would have
discrepancy in
actually been
our delay.
right.
I would have been right for the first time.
I'm not gonna pick on you for that one because it is
It is the
technology.
It is the quirk of the technology that we are using down here.
And is it easy? Well, I would say easy, but I have used this system before, and it's not easy. It's easy it is to put into the system. The system's got to pick it up.
It does. Yep.
think
It has
about
to
it
get out
for-
to the internet and then come back on us.
Yep.
Yes.
BMX track over here too, by the way, boss.
Absolutely stunning looking skate park.
Was it a skate park, is
Over
it?
our BMX multi-purpose
Yep.
BMX skate park. Yes. Yeah. fantastic facility down here. I actually grew up down in this area of Auckland.
I was just thinking of you, but yeah, you seem to know this area
Yes,
quite well.
yes,
so.
yeah. I played hockey over in the far side of this park for a number of years, actually.
Where is the hockey fields to here? I was actually trying to think where they are.
They are actually at our 6 o'clock, so directly behind us.
They are directly
Yes, back there. Used to have almost a once yearly field trip to the Howick Historical Village out here.
Because that's around this area too.
That is around. This is just down the road. In fact,
I know nothing about it other than the fact that's the road I took. That's the turn off I took to get here.
Martin, you're in shot, mate.
You're just wait a minute. Here's another camera. Go down shot.
Are you about the shots?
Isn't there one on the ground?
No.
Got a camera back. 104 for 6, 3 overs to go. Wasp is still showing 125.
Yeah,
I think 130 is possible.
130 is possible. Yep. Like, look, you put the foot down. They've still got three overs left. Yeah. So as I was saying, beautiful facility, has had quite a few changes and upgrades since I was down this end of town. I moved out here and I moved out of this area in 2001. So what is that? 18 years ago.
It is 18 years ago now.
18 years ago.
And I've actually just realised something. Do you know how? You know what today is? It marks. Hang on, I need to get the calculator. 13 years. Today marks 13 years since I moved to Hamilton. I spent it in Auckland. And what's good about that too is it is the first time I moved to Hamilton. I was actually at the Colgate Games, which is on in Hamilton again
Which is
today.
happening right now, coincidentally, ladies and gents.
Third ball of the 18th over. Bit of a chip to cover running round to mid-off.
I'm just going to pivot round, and our very attractive crew are sitting on the far bank.
I love you just don't ask, Nevin. You just...
Oh, absolutely.
You just go
No
click,
shame. Click,
you know?
click.
What do you do for a living, Nevin? I shoot people.
I shoot people.
Henry Miller on strike. Oh, he's gone for the big heave, and he's gutted himself there, getting nothing on it.
Big swing in air. Big swing in air.
Big swing, no run.
Big swing and a no run.
2 balls to come in the 18th. Wow.
What do we have?
Dunro.
New Zealand game with 33 overs.
184.
184.
Taylor and Nichols into bat. Taylor must be scoring a few runs like he usually does. Dug down. Funny story about the first time I met Ross Taylor. I was working on a forecourt in a supermarket, in a petrol
Is that
station,
right?
and he came in, and I walked around, and I was like, oh. I didn't make a big scene about it. I was like, yep, it's Ross Taylor. You know, I just casually talked to him. No, didn't need any help. That's fine. So I went back, I made an excuse to go inside, and I said to my Sri Lankan manager, I go, without making a big scene.
Yeah.
That's 2 overs left now, 109 for 6 Parnell. They chose to bat first too, yeah. So I went inside, told my Sri Lankan manager, without making a big scene about it, have a look who's on pump 4. And
That would have been
he almost wet himself.
Too much? Yeah, mate.
It was that even Roscoe came in laughing his head off at him. really nice lovely guy,
I
Roscoe.
tell you what,
that was a good 2. Yeah, good running.
Yes, some quick singles there, some quick running between the wickets. Well, tell you what, I met old Mark Chapman for the first time, and I had a moment, I must say.
Jesus, you must look right down to him.
Well, no, this is what is a funny thing, right? I think our cricket squads are so frighteningly tall that anybody who's just of average height is just gonna...
I honestly don't think... Mark Chapman must be one of the shortest adults I've ever seen. You know, and I mean, hey, it only counts for so much. You know, he's played 9, 10, 2020 internationals more than I've ever done.
Exactly, right? Yeah. Oh, that is a
So-
very nice looking shot and a full safe. They'll just pick up the single for that.
Surely when they looked at his and my figures, they didn't look at my height. Height didn't quite factor into it. So, yeah. 113 for 6.
Oh, I wonder if these kids are going to run past the side screen.
No,
it doesn't matter.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Nevin.
It's a different side screen. Oh!
And chip down to Dale. Dale running in.
Falling safely again.
Actually, I'm going to have to commit a more specific here, Nevin, and agree with you. I actually thought that was fair sailing to a good running catch again.
Yeah.
To Dale.
Yeah.
It almost rolled to him in the end.
Although, again, judging distance on an open field like this,
And
no, I don't know.
tell you what.
Yeah. Bowler certainly does it. Likes it.
So Sandeep and Paul, they're going to confer. Just double check. I'm not sure. I think this is for caught behind. But umpire's discussing, and no.
I think he will be safe. Yes.
As we said, we do feel sorry for the players out in this, but hey, they at least get half a game off. The umpires,
Oh, they've been standing out there all morning.
yeah, they've been out there all day.
Yeah.
And it is not easy to keep switched on for this long. This next ball's
And
big
again
wind up,
lifted, and he's going to have a chance
take
of
it.
reprieve. And again, no!
Oh, Glenn.
Second one put down
Tell you-
in roughly the same position. Yes, and this was the same possession, Bevan.
Yes, it was. It was for the drop catch. I think Glenn will be wishing he had the gloves back in his hands again for that one. Not easy.
Not easy,
Both of them, I will
no.
say, weren't easy.
Again, it is very bright out there. It is very bright out there.
Yep. So, end of 19, that's 115 for 6. Well, 120's definitely your first mark.
Yeah, absolutely. 120. Look, 130 would be ideal. 135, great.
I think, like it's been most of the innings, 125 is what they need.
And look, and if Wasp is indicative of that, we're pretty accurate. Also, ladies and gentlemen at home, if you are tuned in to watch us, why don't you tell us how you spent the silly season? What kept you busy over Christmas and New Year? I had an absolute menagerie of relatives from all corners of the globe.
Yeah.
10 and up, so we had a couple from the UK, a couple from...
Gets one angling on leg stump, and Henry Miller going for the big heave.
And
Gets nothing on it.
Nothing, yeah.
But the wickets. Well, 7 down. And this is another nasty song to play.
Yes. It is a bit of shade that is going on in this club here.
The old Hit the Road Jack by Ray. Ray Charles.
Ray Charles, yes.
I was just like, I've probably got his first name. I had his first name, yep. And I suppose when it's your home ground and it's the opposition.
That is right, that is true.
Yep.
It's true, and look, Parnell being one of the other more prestigious clubs around here in Auckland. Oh look, and here we've actually got the children on beer duty. I can see a couple of...
Probably not something that should be advertised.
Yeah!
What was that?
It's a free advertising. We're
Sorry,
going to
Jim?
get... ladies and gentlemen, at home we're about to get paparazzis. The paparazzi are going to be paparazzi. So.
Okay, yep. the journalists are having a photo taken as there's 3 balls left in the last over. And 118? Well, it's better than other stuff you've suggested to me, Jim.
Just stay on the street, mate. See how they come out.
As the next ball down a very wide long on, actually.
Do the commentary.
Yeah, I'll probably say you're a bunch of idiots. Something like that.
Sure.
Well, as long as it's the worth listening to, but we don't care about
it's worth
other
listening to. We don't mind how we're getting close.
Is
That's all done live, is it?
yeah.
Not very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Jim, one of the big stalwarts.
Club manager down here.
Only been around 46 years, he tells us.
Only just, yeah.
Yep. Last ball, well, 130's certainly gone, and 125 still looking good. 121, so requires a boundary. I'm going to go straight into the sight screen, I am, with this one.
Straight into the side screen.
Yep. That's the big one, and I tell you what, I didn't say which side screen,
I was about to say, you didn't clarify which side screen that was, Bevan.
because that one goes for 4 down
Yes,
to the end,
yes.
and that will finish off
That will
Parnell's
be,
innings.
yeah.
125 for 7.
125 for 7. Are we bang on, Bevan?
Yeah, we are bang
We are
on.
bang on with Wasp.
Yeah, Wasp was right for a
Wasp
change.
is right.
Tell you what though, the other game next night's very interesting. 122 for 4, Auckland Uni batting first.
Very similar scores.
20.
Very similar
Yeah.
scores. Yeah.
So, join us shortly for
back
our
shortly, ladies and
Hakarangas
gents. Yeah,
chase.
yeah.
Burger King Super Smash is the hottest ticket in town this summer. Buy Burger King Super Smash tickets and win super prizes instantly. The more T20 games you get to, the better the prize, guaranteed. And if that's not hot enough for you, you'll be entered into the weekly prize draw with a chance to win the grand prize at the end of the Super Smash season. So head to tickettech.co.nz and get the hottest ticket in town with Burger King Super Smash!
afternoon and welcome back to a very windy but beautiful day here at Lloyd Elsmore Park. And first ball through to the keeper, no run. And so yes, Parnell, they put themselves into bat having won the toss. 125 for 7 they made in their 20 overs. A few times through that innings it looked as though they'd be struggling to make 100 in their 20. But no, they did quite well to get through to 125, and of course this morning they did defend 121. So we'll see what the home club side of Pakuranga can do with it. Because pretty much this game, pretty much the game of winner goes through to the semi-final, and the loser, dropped catch is it? I think it might have been. Certainly by the fielder's response, he's pretty gutted about that. It wasn't easy for him. Matt McEwen getting a life there. Had a very good 40 first up this morning. 30 odd balls. Glenn Phillips. Well, you know, you could say former Black Caps T20 player, but I'd still class him as able to play for the Black Caps, as the next ball's just hit down to long on, mid-off. They get through for a single, and Glenn Phillips, also an Auckland Aces player, has the highest score in the last 5 seasons in the Auckland men's T20 competition, 140. And that's a wowzer performance. Certainly would like to rectify the fact that he put down 2 very hard chances in the field. So he gets a shorter one, pulled over to the league side, right, chase on from the fielder, and he'll pull it in just inside the boundary and they'll get 2. So Eustace is saying this is the last pull round of pull action. It's the Auckland men's T20. Howick, they lost their first game of this season earlier this morning against Cornwall Park, the game that we did bring to you, by 29 runs. Next ball's bowled, just down to mid-off. Looking to play within that V there, Ben Phillips. So yeah, basically for the second pool, it does come down between these 2 teams, Parnell and Howick Pakuranga, as well as to the left of us, as this one's gone down to the boundary for 4 runs. Great shot, showing the old Tony Gregg's, showing the maker's name. And end of the first over, 7 without loss, chasing 126 for the 1. So yes, these 2 teams in the chase for the semi-final, as well as Cornwall Cricket Club. Simple solution at the moment for all those 3 teams: win and you go through to Wednesday, lose and you must rely on other results. In the Cornwall game, Cornwall made Auckland University, they certainly made a bit more than their first game this morning, 122 batting first. So their first game this morning, they were rolled for 38. So Keegan Russell bowl opening from the pavilion end. Devin Jenkinson is my name. I'm going to untie that tongue. Come on, you've joined me in commentary. Always appreciated when someone wants to say some words as well. Just a single down to mid wicket on the boundary. If you've got any questions, any any tidbits you'd like to say, let us know on through the stream, and Hemant's the person who will feed it back to me.
One of my tasks.
Yeah, well, you only got a couple. Only a couple. These balls just hit to cover, and I think just Glenn trying to get over the top of that one and get it over the inner field, and not really getting anything of it. Yes, I do know slightly know how you feel, having done it in Hamilton and having to do what it's like trying to do the score manually as you're commentating and looking at the picture and worrying about cameras and that. Not quite as easy as you might think. And Glenn, oh, that is missed the stumps by a couple of whiskers.
Keegan bowling with the wind, so obviously getting it down there a bit. Lloyd Elsmore as well. Can't play havoc even on a nice day.
It's certainly picked up. Even I don't know how it's managed to pick up, because I thought it was pretty strong when I arrived. It's the next ball down, very quick run there by Phillips. He certainly isn't slow between the wickets.
So in the first game, Ben wasn't available, but he's arrived for this round 7 game. A win here pushes Howard through into the semi-final, and a loss, and it depends on that game happening in the number 2 between Parnell and
Cornwall.
oh sorry,
Oh, some great fielding there by the short fine leg. Get a single though. Don't worry, mate. I did have to look at my scoreboard just to make sure it was Cornwall, even though we both know Parnell's fielding here at the moment.
I think I was thinking of it.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Auckland University, they made 122, and Cornwall in the 6th over, they're 28 for 1, having just lost their first wicket.
Quite similar cases, aren't they?
Well, having a quick look through before, there's been a few scores at 120. So you do see that though on used pitches, as any good batsman does, looks at his bat and go, why did you do that? 10 without loss. Keegan Russell certainly showing his class there. Three runs off that. Oh, as Matt McEwen tees off, and I think that's his 4th 6 of the day. Great 6. Does it with ease. Tell you what, I would have hit more 6s than 2 in my career if I could hit it like he does.
Well, it's nice to have that free license at the top.
And he's got the wind.
I suppose both of them have free licenses at the top.
Yeah.
So, their natural instinct is to see ball hit ball. And honestly, I think the game's not much more complicated than that.
Yeah, I think that's where people do get caught up with cricket. They think it's very complicated, but it's not. Once you know the basics, it's pretty simple. And cricket is, I think, quite grateful for the T20's inclusion now, and it's becoming a lot more family orientated and getting a lot more people involved. And you're seeing a lot of offshoots of T20s as well, like last man stands cricket, and others. I know I think Jim, who's one of the big members of How Pakuranga, you know, he was saying they have a 14 over competition on a Monday night here. With
modified styles of cricket are all about getting people engaged involved, so no, it's great to see. Even a shorter format to finish T10. So
I was thinking, I was like, there's one missing that I'm trying to think of. And Glenn just.
it's great to see. I mean, we got out today on a beautiful day. Here in Howard. And yeah, we're excited about watching a good run chase.
So they got the knock on the window to say we need you because Ryan Nord had injured his hand bowling, one ball into his spell, so did some sub fielding as well.
Yeah, I did follow up on that.
Oh yes.
So he's on to A&E. He's had a
Ooh.
split between his little finger and his apparently quite a deep catch. And yeah, we'll probably involve some stitches. Hope for a speedy recovery for him. To see, hopefully he'll back by
Look,
the
yeah.
if not, the rest of the start of the season.
Halfway into the season, but I mean there's still a lot of cricket to come.
There is.
You don't want to lose someone of Rowan's class for as long, for that long.
You've got to be a little bit careful of it. So you've got to make sure that you'll be a properly, otherwise it's a very strong argument. And then not do this in future.
It's quite common those in between fingers injuries, isn't it? Just it's amazing that a big, massive ball like a cricket ball can get stuck in there and actually hurt. And you know, I've seen so many split weavings. Thankfully, I haven't done it myself, but I can just imagine the pain.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the third, 22 without loss. How at Pakuranga, they're certainly making a good chance, chasing down 125.
And that's unfortunately injuries are just part and parcel of
Yeah, well, there was a bit of some people were a bit disappointed that Sir Bill Beaumont, who's in charge of World Rugby, was given a knighthood recently in the New Year's Honours list because they don't think he's doing enough in rugby. And as we see a big hit, this man coming around and he just watches it. Goes sailing over the line for 6, over the boundary. It's a great shot.
yeah, great pick up by Dion there.
What you doing?
You can probably a fraction short on that one, but picked early and
The kid?
to
No, I think they just
And you know, something I'll always argue, sport, you know, you're more like
they were just a
you can just injure yourself stepping out of bed. You know, if you get up in the morning and do something, you run the risk. And sport, unfortunately, multiplies it. Oh, McEwen goes better this time. It's the same results, but the fielder really did watch that one. Back-to-back sixes.
so that's where the boundary is probably about 60.
It was, I think that's what we said earlier on, was 60, 65, 70 maybe, but yeah, this field, I mean, it is only club field, so you know, it is an oddly shaped one.
But you got all of that. That would have probably travelled a good 25, you say?
Yeah, it certainly hit the bottom of the hill.
Especially that flat trajectory as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. I actually prefer those ones than the ones that go sailing, you know? Good flat sixes, yeah.
Few adjustments. Yeah.
taking his.
Bringing one across from the
So both fielders out on the boundary now, on the leg side. Square leg and and this one's gone again. But hey, look at that!
That's
Tell you,
95, you reckon?
I tell you what, if your car is parked out on that road, I'd go and move it now because Matt McEwen's lining it up. And as nice as the guy is, I doubt he'll pay out. I tell you, you're the one that chose to park here. Because that was a massive one.
You got all of that. Be interesting to see how it
I know, you know, it's very easy to say pitch the ball up, but as a bowler, especially when you've been demoralised for 3 sixes in a row, it's the fourth one, and oh yeah, that's better. But it's still going to cost him. You know, it's not that easy just to be able to pitch the ball up. But he replied quite well there, Keegan. He was the other change to the one of 13 changes to this morning's game. I think I pulled myself out there quite well, actually. two to the Howick Pakuranga side, and a whole team change to the game we brought you earlier. As Glenn Phillips gets in, yep. Wow. Fourth. So I have it 19 off the over, at least. No, it is 19. Yeah, 19. Just hope it's not the commentator's curse now. Damned if you do, darned if you don't, doesn't it, when you're commentating? Nah. He just fires it up with a great one across the ground. You're safe for at least one ball. Typical wicket keeper, isn't he? Anything square. Just can. Well, that was an interesting over. 4 overs gone. 51 without loss, chasing 126 to win. Oh,
50 mark? 50 with 1 without loss after 4.
My apologies to him and you weren't actually being heard at all because I had you like 10 off. It's on there. I might have been able to hear you. Apologies. I had it. See the keeper.
So this looks like
the helmet.
This looks like etiquette. Yeah, about to bowl some off spin.
Probably not the situation Parnell wanted to bring him in inside the power play, but the guy's got a little bit of form behind him.
Well, yeah, 5 wicket batting.
5 for 6 off 3. Only a little bit of form. As long ago as this morning.
Yeah, into this. Oh, that's probably just the loosener there to begin with.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Of course, having streamed the Howick Pakuranga Cornwall match, we didn't quite see what he was bowling earlier. This one sit down to long on for a single.
Yeah, so he's bowling into the wind here, so it'll help him with his dip and his drift. And this wind is reasonably strong, as if you've ever been down to Lloyd Elsmore, we're quite accustomed to.
The best thing is about it, though, is it is cool. It is keeping those of us out in the sun a bit fresh. The next ball's full up.
Yes.
Annika.
He's not prepared to toss it up, bowling very flat.
Well, we certainly saw what can happen when it goes short in the last over, didn't we? Oh, some great fielding there.
And as much as he's bowling into the wind and holding it up. Oh, no, it's gone for 4. Did that go through?
It's gone right through him underneath him. I was looking for the ball, and the fact that the fielder stayed down, I thought he'd, it was a great piece of fielding, and then realised no, the overseas boys underneath the tent, over on the tent over there, were doing the fielding.
Yeah, surprised everyone.
Yeah.
So as I was just saying, as much as Anakin's bowling into the wind, Glenn here is hitting with the wind, so protection straight. So deep mid on, but he's brought the mid off up, and that's the end of the over.
Only 5 off it, and I say only 5 when the last one went for 25. So 56 without loss after 5. Certainly need wickets here to Parnell, because 125 was looking all right, but it's not. It's looking far too small currently.
Yeah. And we've got what appears to be Josh Richard coming to the crease, or to the bowling.
To the bowling crease.
Yeah.
To the bowling crease. This is what I say. I laugh because I know how easy it is to say those sort of things and then realise what you've said.
So Josh is traditionally a in-swing bowler, so it'll be interesting to see a bit of shape coming back in to the right-handed batsman.
So 13 wickets, an average of 26.31. Runs per overs just over 6, so it's not too bad
Yep, and
for a bowler.
protection goes straight out to deep mid-wicket, backward a square, deep, and a conventional mid-wicket in place.
They probably...
With a mid-on and a... Oh, and he goes straight there. But gets plenty of it.
What I was going to say, but I chose not to talk over you, Hemant, was they're probably standing about... They need to be standing about 10 metres over the boundary, and that one just shows.
Yeah, I mean, in these sorts of conditions, you pick it up off that length and it's gone.
Yeah, so Matt McEwen, 36 off 14. And
Tries to go again.
he doesn't quite get it.
Just the one there.
So you want to have a guess how many sixes he's hit now? I'll cover up the screen so you can't see. Oh no! I covered up my laptop.
Face to bring your own laptop, doesn't it?
Yeah, but you did look at mine to start with, when yours was a lot closer. All fun and games in the commentary box. As Phillips backs away and slaps it, and it's 4.
So back with a point, 4 runs.
Yeah. Hand speed once again, just simple. So next ball's bowled and hoiks it over the leg side. Square leg fielder can't get it off though. 3 boundaries to start the over. 14 off it.
Yeah, these two batsmen just pick up length so well, don't they?
Absolutely, and McEwen is not the traditional opener. And he's open today, both games, and certainly paid off for him. And mainly for Pakaranga.
Yeah.
And hats off to the guy because he also came up here and did some excellent commentating as well. And he's gone finer this square this time. over long on. Couple of bounces, 4 runs for Phillips.
Yeah, it's difficult in these sorts of situations, especially as a fielding team. You know, a partnership that now stands at 71, and just to keep having that belief, I suppose.
Yeah, well, two very quick wickets, and you're right back into the game. Oh, that one's hit with a bit of force, and the fielder cuts it off.
Okay, brings the over to an end. It's 76 without loss after 6.
I was thinking this opening partnership could be giving the record in the last 5 seasons a run for its money, but that was actually 165. Sean Solier and Jonathan Bassett-Graham for Suburbs New Lynn against Waitakere 2 seasons ago. Didn't quite eclipse that one today, chasing only 126. Update next to us here. Cornwall pretty much making light work of it too as well. There's 78 for 1 after 11, chasing 122. So it looks as though Pakuranga and Cornwall, they'll be going through by the looks of it at this stage to the semi-finals on Wednesday. I'm sure Annika will have something to say about that though.
He's just making some adjustments to his field. With this lightning fast outfield, you want to get those angles just right. Oh, and Glenn goes over the top of that short
takes
wicket.
the fielders out of that. And we've had one result already in the last round of games. It's North Shore, won by 9 wickets with 11 balls to spare, chasing 54s, 1 against Kiwi. So that one's already over. Ooh. Wide, that does not help things when you've got teams rollicking. Takapuna against Waitakere. Takapuna, they are undefeated at the moment. This is in pool 1. They're chasing 130 and they're 58 for 2 after 9.
And it's up. And is that dropped?
I don't think it carried. One of the Parnell players just got in front of me, but it doesn't seem to be the disbelief of a drop catch this time. Oh, there's some great fielding there. Yeah. Great, same fielder once again.
Yeah, when the run of the green just isn't going your way.
Sweet.
Had that been the first game, that probably would have carried quite nicely, comfortable to the chest.
Sure.
Especially when you're bowling a side out for, was it
38?
38, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was Parnell earlier today.
Against Auckland University. How quickly things in cricket change, eh? Jim from Takaranga will take over for me for a bit.
Oh, with you? No. It's hit down the ground just for a single.
Is there something that's doing this too? Can you hear me alright? Can you hear me okay? No?
Yeah. Thanks.
How about now? Got me? I will.
Oh, and that's up. And
he's dropped
let's put it down. It's a great effort coming in from deep square.
Doesn't look like Parnell's day to me. And it's a different team out there playing for House Pack at the moment, I would say. Big Bopper's got going again. And Glenn Phillips took a little while. He just looked at me like I was feeding his fry. But when I did the scores this morning, they ran about 38, 39.
No, Glenn's on 44.
Yes.
And Matt's on 38.
And it looks to me like how Pakarani will be hosting the semi-finals here next Wednesday, and we would hope everybody comes down to watch us deal with whoever else turns up. The other match between Cornwall and University looks to me like Cornwall might just pull that one off. It's a bit tighter than people think, but they're only chasing 121. But these two have really taken advantage of of some bowling that was a bit short. And I don't know how many sixes they've hit, but they've hit plenty.
Matt's at 5.
Yes.
I think Glenn might have hit 1 or 2.
Yes, and one of Matt's, I think it was Matt's, could well have damaged a car out in the road with any luck at all.
That was definitely Matt's shot that went towards the car.
Yes. And
And we have a change of bowler.
we do, it's a spinner.
Looks
And he
like
bowled her wide. And who is it? No, it's definitely not Fisher.
Waiting for the scoreboard to update. And
yeah, I thought it was Ben.
then no.
So that's Ben Horn, bowling some off spin. What we say at the club room end.
Ben Horn.
Yes. Another ace, and that one's gone. Maybe
Straight down
someone
the
will get
ground.
hold of that one.
And
One.
yeah, one bounce for 4.
One bounce for. And I think there's someone getting pretty close to half a century there, isn't he?
Both are on 40. Matt's on 43 and Glenn is on 44 at the moment.
Who hit
And
the
the
4?
partnership moves to 90.
Somebody went up.
Good race.
Oh, and it's hit over covers and
One's that one.
beats the fielder and goes over the boundary for another 4.
I think there's some tails going down on the fielding side out there. That would be my view. Just shows what a funny game cricket is, because Parnell, in my view, are quite a good side. They only lost one game coming into this, haven't they? And if they win this one, which I don't think they will, they'll be in the semi-final. And if they lose it, they won't be.
And it's just punched down the ground for a second. Moves the score to 95.
Yeah, I think the thing that's cost Parnell is that they've had one washed out game. That was actually unfortunately against Cornwall, who looks as though they're going to get ahead of Parnell.
I think Cornwall.
In there, you know.
I think Cornwall are actually a better side than people thought. I watched them today. They really beat us well and truly on their merits. And you couldn't argue. One in this sort of grade, 125, 130 in Auckland T20 is usually a winning score or close to it. And we had to score 8 runs and over this morning and we couldn't do it. And yet today we only have to score 6 and we're scoring at 12 or something.
Almost, pretty much 12. Jim?
Yep.
It is 12.
Well, there you go.
And that brings the 8th over to an end. Howard 96 without the loss. Target's 126.
In the other game, Cornwall, they're chasing 123 to beat Auckland University and move into the semi-finals. They are 95 for 1 in 13 after 13, so that's looking as though Pakaranga and Cornwall will be the two sides from the second pool moving in.
So those games will be played on Wednesday, starting at 5:30.
Yes, this this game should be played, will be played at our ground, I think.
Yep, so if,
Assuming we win, I can't see it not happening now.
they'll guarantee top spot for Howard and home semi-finals.
Oh, we 96 for none.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
We're 96.
29 and 12.
I know, no.
Have you noticed just what size crowd we've got here today? I took photos, over 100 people, which is a lot for a club game.
I would have said 50, but okay, 100?
Oh yes, you go around there too.
Yeah, no, I'm only guessing.
Over there?
Counting.
Oh, well, there's a whole lot where the barflies are. And the kids were playing in the, I don't think they were watching much of the cricket.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, a great initiative by Auckland Cricket to move some of the T20 from Wednesday to Saturday, and the double rounds as well.
I think the problem is that Auckland doesn't. It's half an hour shorter daylight, even in the best. You go further south, the sun goes down at 9 o'clock, and you can do it. Here, 8 o'clock, you're playing in darkness, especially if there's clouds. I think Glenn Phillips was just allowed to play only the one game today because he's got the international, he's in the T20 squad, isn't he?
T20 in 2 weeks' time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I expect he'll be allowed to in the webbing. And it's quite deep and quite nasty apparently. And he's been one of our key bowlers in one-day cricket.
Yeah, I think it's great to see you know, a lot of the aces, a lot of the black cap players getting an opportunity to come down to the club level, even just for a game or two, just to, you know,
Keep it fresh.
Yeah, keep it fresh, and also I think they enjoy the fact that giving back to the club that's supported them through their careers.
In this club, anyway, you'll find that if they're around, they come down, even if they're not playing. Colin Munro was here the other week, and he wasn't playing.
Yeah, you were saying Munro and somebody else was down here causing havoc.
The Grobbler kids.
Oh, Grobbler, that's right, yeah.
In actual fact, the oldest Grobbler is a little girl, and she's the best soccer player that was in there. She's really got a lot of potential, I would say.
There's a few good female football players in the country at the moment, especially the under-17s success.
Well, if you actually watch women's cricket and go out and try and play against them, I saw Holly Huddleston at Eden Park the other day. Well, that one looks like it could be just a
down
single.
the ground, and that brings up the 100. So 100 without loss into the 9th over.
They'll be taking a sweepstake and when this game's over, won't we?
Matt McEwen on strike. He's on 49 of 23 balls.
Yeah, I was going to say
5 sixes and 2 fours.
I think the better sweepstake is can Matt McEwen do it with a 6 off this ball.
Oh,
he's almost.
That's pretty sharp behind the stumps there. But
it was a ride. Maybe that was on purpose. People sometimes do that.
yes, catch the batsman off balance.
Yeah. I thought you might get.
It's great work by the keeper, standing up in the situation as well.
Well, I think that's a tactic these days to bowl a wide down leg side because it's on a length. It's very hard to hit.
If you've got runs to play with, I think it's quite a smart tactic. But,
Anytime. If you can't get somebody out.
Oh, Matt McEwen out for 49.
49! He's missed out on a well-deserved 50 once more. That's gut-wrenching for the big guy.
It's harsh, and considering it was a lollipop hit too, it's not like Matt at all. So
Yeah, just didn't get any elevation on it.
the way I see this, that's 49 runs outside. Didn't have when he started. Valuable runs too.
Well, maybe he could make his way to the commentary box and do a second stint.
Oh, I think it'd be a good idea. You could give him a fair bit of borax about.
Is it 240 scores
Yeah.
today?
Yeah.
Was that the commentator's curse, would you say? Giving him
No,
a shout out for being on 49?
No.
not at all. I don't think he really. Look at him. He's not at all worried. He plays cricket for fun. That boy. Give him credit.
Yes, and there's a nice round of applause coming from the clubhouse.
Well,
Pretty gutted about it though, which is would be.
to be fair, he didn't look like getting out, did he?
No.
No, that's always the way.
And it looks like Donovan Grobber is padding up as well.
Yeah, he'd probably. I'm not sure if he'd be next or not.
I might need to switch to another camera because he's got his pants down right now. Sorry, Donovan.
That's the great camera shot when you cut it to some guy at his weakest moment. Brian Barnard's the new batsman though.
Yes, well, if he keeps his eye in, then Grobby might as well not bother padding up. Didn't he make? What did he make in the first innings?
He made 40 as well.
Did he? Oh no. Well, I got that wrong, didn't I?
He was out. No one got 50 in the first game.
No. There's no question in my mind. Brian's a great acquisition to the club. And I came here the first day we had open day, and what they do here is the kids go in and parents fill in the computer, enroll, then they go outside and play around on that thing. And he was taking catching practice, and he says, I don't know what's going on here, he said. Why aren't the kids sitting in lines? Because that's what they do at the previous club he was at. And I said, it doesn't work like that here. And I said, it'll be organised, don't you worry. But he was really good. He was working with a bunch of kids. It's been a bit quiet at the moment.
Yeah, the matches I've seen of Brian, very noticeable that he's high cricket IQ. He understands the situation.
Oh, yes.
And he bats accordingly. But he's instinctive. Doesn't try and play a game that doesn't suit him. He tries to adapt to that situation.
Oh, he's good in the team environment too. He plays for the team, and he likes to be part of it. And his family have sort of fitted in with what the club's doing, and that's quite important too for anyone, I think. And when he's batting, I don't want to put the commentator's curse on him, but I won't because I'm no commentator. He looks like he's the boss.
So that's 101 for 1 after 10 overs, and I'm going to pass the commentary back to Bevan. So I hope everyone has a good afternoon, and hope to see you at
You'll be here
ground sometime soon.
You'll be here Wednesday? Oh, why would they send you somewhere else?
Thanks everyone. Yeah, so kind of tidy over there by Ganesh. I would try and have it pronounced his last name, but I think I need a bit of help with that one.
He's one of their better bowlers, isn't he?
Yes, Ganesh is pretty sure. Thinking back, along with Annika, bowling his last over, one ball into his last and gone for 17 and 48 now. Glenn Phillips.
I don't think Glenn will throw his wicket away. That would be my guess. They'll have to get him out. There's a bit of a difference, I think, and he'll know what his runs are too.
And this one's tried to fill it past short third man, doesn't get it though. Just as I said earlier, that we will update. Stay tuned on the Auckland Cricket Facebook page to where we will be streaming from on Wednesday. On Sunday, this coming Sunday though, it will be the final. That one out at Eden Park Outer Oval. It's the Auckland Men's T20 competition, and this will bring up his 50.
There we are, well deserved.
Very well deserved 50.
He picked his shot. That bowler.
No, sorry, it's Brian Barnard's on strike.
Yeah.
He picked up a single.
That bowler has been trying to put the ball well up, and that one's slightly over pitched, wasn't it?
That's what you can kind of get when you as a slow bowler, is you're trying to pitch it up and not give him time.
It's got to land though.
Yeah, it can go wrong.
I think so.
So it's just a correction there. That was Brian Barnard's first runs of 4.
Well, it's big beefy. You haven't got a screen to look at there.
Okay.
Single down to long on.
I still get the impression that Parnell just want to get off the paddock now.
Does have that feeling to this game. I mean, when you're in a bit of a situation like this, and you know that since you have lost,
That's made my Facebook entries look silly. There's your 50.
That'll be his 50. Very well deserved 50 from Glenn Phillips there. And, if Matt McEwen and Glenn Phillips didn't get the start that they didn't get them the start that they have, it might have been different. If either of them or both of them had gone early.
I agree. My Facebook entry, I made a Facebook entry in the club book when the innings was finished, and Parnell had scored, what was it, 125?
125, yes.
And my comment was that it could be quite a tight game. It just shows that I don't have a clue that what I'm talking about. But cricket's a funny game. But you're right. 1 wicket earlier on, and so really and truly we should be able to get 125 every day of the week.
So Parnell 125 for 7 and Howick Pakuranga after 11 108 for 1. And Howick over to the league side, that'll be 4 runs.
Yes, no trouble at all. Got a great eye.
Absolutely.
Hits it so cleanly, doesn't he? Maybe Macca should be watching that.
Oh Jim, you're a harsh man, you're putting the knockers on a guy who scored 240s today.
He doesn't mind. The truth is, we won a game and he's a big part of it.
Absolutely.
And he'd know that as well as anybody else. And Glenn has looked better as he's gone on. He hasn't hurried, has he?
No.
And yet the
Ganesh
runs,
just doing some talking to his captain. Don't see many changes going on in the field, so I'm not sure what he's talking about.
there's a limit to what they can do. They can only cover so many places.
Minute cup corner, mid wicket and cover on the boundary. As this one's down leg side and some bit of wicket keeping stopping that one from sailing away just for 4 wides.
He didn't call wide, did he?
Call wide.
I think he hit it. Or hit his pad, one of the two. He did something. It must have been his pad, so it didn't go as far as it would have if he'd hit it.
It's certainly no reaction from the bowler like it would be for a drop. Yeah, in your unbiased opinion, is that what you're saying, John?
No, every bowler should have been doing just that
No, I mean, thank God, when you said thank God he didn't.
early on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to do a lot with them when they're pitched at your toes. They just go in front of the bat somewhere. Whereas that gets pinged somewhere.
Fielder out there though.
Yep. 1 run off down the square.
Finally hit to a fielder out on the mid wicket boundary.
We're looking for your food.
Now looking for one plate.
Oh, walk. You've lost your keys.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably a raffle afterwards, so maybe you might put them there. I think this Ganesh is quite a useful bowler, just not his day to day.
Yeah, well,
He's been
only
bowling
bowled
some
2
good-
overs at the moment, so
I didn't think there was a hell of a lot wrong with that. I saw how eagerly the fielder moved in on that too, stood in one place and waited for it.
averages 20 runs a wicket and a wicket every 16 balls, so not too bad there. And RPO, he'd probably want that down a little bit, but as I say in T20 cricket, anything under 8 and over, or 7.5 and over is pretty good. As Phillips looks big.
It didn't go that far.
No, it might have even been, it was Phillips, and end of 15 overs. Howick Pakuranga there, 114 for 1, 12 runs shy of a victory in home semi-final.
That should be one over the speed things have been going at.
But Bryanson's.
Doesn't matter which one's on strike, there's going to be runs or wickets. I don't know what you guys think, but I think that the wicket has eased up during the day.
It hasn't quite slowed down like I thought it might.
Well, that's because it's so hot, I think. But the wicket looks to me like it's playing easily all day, but even better now. It was, I thought. Because the bowlers seem to be getting nothing out of it at all.
Yeah, and Matt said that on commentary earlier.
Yes. Well, he'd know more about it than I would. He was out there. And he's quite an astute judge of what's going on too, isn't he? You would have found that out.
So Annika, he's finished his 4 overs and went for 24 without success. Tell you what though, I'll take 5 wickets in 2 games
I would.
if I was a bowler. So first ball is wide outside off stump and called so by Paul, the umpire.
And the bowler is?
Waiting for it.
Oh, I see. Well, that's Peter, he should have that done by now.
Fisher is the bowler, Josh
Yes.
Fisher. Bowled his over earlier down this end. And Matt McEwen and Glenn Phillips didn't mind him bowling at this end.
Did they take a few off him?
21 they took off his over.
Oh, well, he'd be glad to see Matt. I would say he's...
I think that was Matt with his 3 6s
yes.
into the cars.
Well, you've learned, don't park over there.
As the second ball's bowled and 3 cover.
Fielded though.
One.
Just one. Don't think you'll catch either of those guys running 2s unless it's easy. Not right now. Looks like the Cornell University game is all over. Because there's 2 umpires coming in.
Well, if the umpires are coming in, it certainly has, isn't it?
I would say.
Takapuna, I can tell you they've done the season, gone through pool play undefeated. That's a big 6. Good effort out on the field, but he's not going to be able to get that one in. It's just another 6 runs.
And that was a long boundary too.
To Phillips.
That was quite surprising to see him here. It's like, what are you doing here now?
This would be the first time Glenn's played in the game we haven't been getting paid.
Well, it hasn't been being paid yet.
Okay.
Well, Cornwall, they won that match quite easy by 8 wickets with 4 overs left.
They must have really hammered it near the end.
Yeah, I think with 4 runs for victory here for Harwick, they're going to outdo them in wickets and overs. And Phillips just goes down the ground. I'll pick up 1.
Yep. Scores 1-3, 2-3, is it?
1, 2, 3. Yep. 3 runs left. So as I said, don't forget Wednesday evening from 5:30, the semi-finals action.
So they'll
All
either,
to be confirmed on the Auckland Cricket Facebook
they'll
page.
either go to Takapuna or here.
And on Sunday will be the final.
That's
The Auckland Men's T20 final.
No, it's not.
That game being streamed out of Eden Park Outer Oval. Be grateful for you to join us in person, and if you can't, on the stream. Don't forget too, Auckland Aces are playing at the Otago Vaults at the Outer Oval on the 20th of January. Also after that at 4 PM will be the big women's final. Should be very good to watch. And Phillips with the switch. Went very early and doesn't matter. That's game over. Very well played here by Howard Pakaranga. They take this match by 9 wickets.
That was a left-handed 6, wasn't it?
It pretty much was.
Well, it was definitely 6. It was definitely left-handed.
Thanks, Jim, for joining us in commentary. It's been great to have you.
I absolutely loved it.
Also like to thank Matt McEwen and Jamie Brown, who are also in commentary, as well as Nevin and Hemmer. And a big thanks to Francis, the Howard Pakaranga club manager, and Howard Pakaranga itself. And thanks for joining in on behalf of Auckland Cricket. My name is Devin Jenkinson. Thanks for tuning in. Join us again on Wednesday.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Jim.
Smash is the hottest ticket in town this summer. Buy Burger King Super Smash tickets and win super prizes instantly. The more T20 games you get to, the better the prize, guaranteed. And if that's not hot enough for you, you'll be entered into the weekly prize draw with a chance to win the grand prize at the end of the Super Smash season. So head to tickettech.co.nz and get the hottest ticket in town with Burger King Super Smash!
that.